was the day a dark cloud of tragedy hung heavily over the world-famous Las Vegas Strip.
It was almost eerily quiet, except for the sirens.
4,000 fun seekers had checked into the giant MGM Grand Hotel. None of them ever dreamed they were gambling with their lives.
There was no internal fire alarms. There was no warning. There were no instructions.
Businessman Ken Morris was on the 18th floor on a cool November morning in 1980 when a small electrical fire in the hotel's deli touched off the deadly inferno. In less than 20 seconds, a fireball roared through the casino.
There were people who died at the slot machines.
The blaze spread from the casino through the hotel. Looking at videos of that tragic day still brings back horrifying memories for the firefighters.
Remember that one lady in that elevator lobby where the button was broken and the walls were full of soot?
You could see where she kept trying to push the button.
She pushed the button so hard and she'd broken the button and her fingerprints just right down the wall, and that's where she died.
One I'll never forget, I think it was the 18th floor where there was maybe 7 or 8 fatalities in front of the elevator, and they were all in a big pile, and there was a couple that had their arms around each other.
Despite massive odds, they rescued hundreds more with the help of a group of humble MGM Grand stagehands who raced back into the blazing building. Don McCaw and Francis Monty teamed up to bring dozens out.
We don't know who lived and who died. We really don't.
And that still weighs heavily on the shoulders of this tough hero.
I'm sure there were some that didn't make it, especially the ones that we were dragging out, because they remained in the fire escape laying on the floor.
That day, Ken Morris was one of the lucky ones, trapped nearly 200 feet up. He couldn't get to the roof and was far out of reach of rescue ladders. With wet towels wrapped around his head and a bottle of wine in his hand, Ken prepared for the end.
After a couple of hours, I was pretty convinced that I probably wouldn't get out of it.
Suddenly, there was the sweetest sound.
There was a pounding of the door, firemen asking if there was anybody inside.
But thousands more were still trapped. Rescue workers desperately pleaded for calm.
Back away from the windows! Do not attempt to jump from the windows!
Agonizing hours after the blaze first burst through the casino, the gruesome numbers were finally tallied. 83 souls had lost their lives. More than 500 were injured, and a chorus of angry voices was being raised.
No bells went off, no lights, nothing.
As we were coming down the stairs, the stairs we eventually got at, the emergency doors were locked on some of those floors, because I saw we had to smash them to get them open.
Following the fire, Las Vegas saw sweeping new safety laws. Hotels had sprinklers. All flammable materials were banned. That would save lives in the future. But on that unforgettable day, it was the incredible bravery of firefighters and ordinary folks that saved hundreds of lives.